afternoon, everyone. For those I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Travis. I was Shane's roommate at Denison University for 3 years, and then I lived with Shane and Leah for several years after college. I have the great privilege, joy, and honor of officiating their wedding. First, I just want to thank everyone for being here to celebrate Shane and Leah's love. I hope you are all as excited as I am for this day. This is not the beginning of a new relationship, but an acknowledgement of the next chapter in their lives together. Shane and Leah have spent years getting to know each other, and we now bear witness to the ultimate commitment that they can make together through marriage. Today, they will affirm this bond formally and publicly. Lia and Shane will mark their transition as a couple, not only by celebrating the love between them, but also by celebrating the love between all of us, including the love of their parents, siblings, extended family, and best friends. You all have come here to share in the formal commitment that they are making to one another, to offer your love and support to this union, and to allow Shane and Leah to start their married life together, surrounded by the people dearest and most important to them. So welcome to one and all who have traveled near and far. On behalf of Shane and Leah, I want to thank you for your presence here today, and now ask for your blessing, encouragement, and lifelong support of their decision to be married. When I first offered to officiate Shane and Leah's wedding, I was almost immediately overwhelmed, completely through my own doing. I thought back to my own wedding and other weddings that I've attended, and realized how aptly the officiant or the minister had been able to summarize and contextualize the respective couple's relationship and how it all had led to this day, their wedding day. I thought about how these officiants were able to do this, and I came to two conclusions. First, they had had a wealth of experience from their own marriages, or, secondarily, a deep well of religious or spiritual knowledge from their time as ministers or as believers to draw upon. In contrast to that, I have been married less than 1 year to my beautiful wife, Mariah, and I was ordained as a minister from a website that promised same-day approval. So why did I offer to do this? Was I overexcited that two of my best friends were getting married? Certainly. Was I overestimating my ministerial abilities? Absolutely. Was I inebriated? Only slightly. But truly the reason that I may have made that slightly impromptu offer was because of how much I love these two people standing right here. There's few greater privileges in one's life than to see an expression of love made by people that mean so much to you. I'm even more glad to be playing a part in sealing this relationship for eternity. I don't believe I'm out of turn in saying that I think we all knew this day would come in some capacity. Shane and Leah have, in my mind at least, been married since those winsome college days. Their love has always had a presence and a palpable security. Once you met them and saw them together, you knew that they would be in love forever. Shane and Leah have been together for close to 14 years. By entering into this bond of marriage, nothing practical about their lives really changes. They've lived together for years. They've learned all the various idiosyncratic habits that emerge from being together with someone for so long. And, of course, they have already adopted 2 cats together. While functionally their lives aren't changing, symbolically marriage holds an enormous power. It is an outward display of Shane and Leah's lifelong bond. Making a commitment to foster this kind of bond is not an easy task for anyone. It takes one's constant strength, patience, will, and compassion. It's not something to be taken lightly or frivolously. However, I don't believe I've ever met a couple more ready and able to truly embrace marriage without a moment's hesitation. I have always sought to model my own relationships after theirs, one founded upon mutual respect, friendship, and a ceaseless love for one another. A union like this can only succeed with two people who are incredible in their own unique ways. If I'm not mistaken, and it was a long time ago, it was 15 years ago, I met Lia and Shane on the same day. It was the first day of my freshman year at Denison University. I met Shane through Ian, my roommate. Ian and Shane had happened to meet earlier in the day, and I was introduced to Shane as a result. Lia I also met by happenstance, as she and her roommate Alice were going around to each dorm introducing themselves, I believe. Ian happened to encounter them sitting on the pool table in the Beta House Lounge, and again included me in introductions. I don't believe I've ever experienced a more fateful day than that one. Shane and I ended up roommates because he wanted to stop commuting to and from campus, and Ian couldn't handle my snoring any longer. And let me tell you, you learn a lot about someone when you live with them for almost all of college as well as years afterwards. When I finally moved in with my, at the time, girlfriend Mariah, it almost felt like I was moving out of my parents' house again. There was a realization of change in my life that I hadn't experienced in a long time. It made me ponder the sheer amount of life that I've been lucky enough to spend with these two, which is quite extraordinary. I thought about the bizarre circumstances that we all fell into over the years, like how after college, we all worked for a poverty alleviation nonprofit that was either a blatant scam or was the most incompetently run organization quite possibly to ever exist. How we hiked 1,100 miles of the Appalachian Trail and did irreparable damage to our joints and psyches. I could go on, but I'll spare you. To say the least, I've learned a lot about these two. Shane quite possibly has the most determination of any person I've ever met. This man does not give up and can brainstorm 1,000 different ideas in the span of an afternoon. He has taught himself 60 different skills at this point. Shane has been a farmer, a restaurateur, a chef, a nonprofit program director, a handyman, an IT recruiter, an appliance repairman, and a coffee roaster as well. And I think I might be missing a few at this point. If Shane sets his sight on an objective, he's reaching it. There's no doubt about that. Shane also possesses the ability to talk to a brick wall and get a detailed response from the wall. When I first met Shane, admittedly, one of my first thoughts was, oh God, does this guy ever stop talking? By contrast, Lia and I have always bonded over our shared position on the introvert-extrovert scale. I like to think that our combined efforts instilled an appreciation of silence and contemplation in Shane. Beyond and far more importantly, Lia is a person of immense compassion, understanding, and intelligence. Lia has an uncanny ability to make anyone she meets feel welcome and experience a sense of ease that is a rare experience in this life. Shane and Lia's distinct and dynamic personalities are perfect complementary to one another. They cheer each other on, they balance each other out, and they support one another in everything that they do. They shine as individuals, but together they shine even brighter. And that is a testament to their true love for each other. I'm proud to have been friends with Shane and Lia for so long, and to have been able to watch them grow, change, and persevere through life's challenges together. While there's plenty of stories I could continue to share, and could go on and on about Lia and Shane and how wonderful their relationship is, you're not here just to listen to me. So let's hear from the couple themselves. Lia and Shane have written their own vows.
In the winter of 2009, our journey began. Little did we know until a little while later into our relationship that it was I that offered help out of the car window to help you dig your car out of the snow in the Denison parking lot, when your version of a snow shovel was a plastic dinner plate. You waved me off with assurance that you had it and you would be fine on your own. Since that early winter, we've seen so much, traveled so many miles, and tried so many different things, but one thing has really remained constant through all of it, and it's you and I together. I've had people ask me, through the years what it is that seems to make us work. And typically my response, even though it may seem lazy, is I don't know. I put a lot of thought into it. Why does it work? But it just always has. We've always worked. Since our first early days at Denison and an early friendship, getting too drunk way too early in the evening, and learning everything about each other in those first few months of sophomore year. Being with you is such a calming, peaceful, and restful experience. It's the constant at-home feeling that I have. And there's been a level of comfortability between us since day one that most others can never achieve. I'm always equally as excited to get home to see you and calmed by the idea of being with you. It was a major promise I made to always work and fostering an environment that allows us to be happy. He goes on to say that that was the emphasis of my first year. The second year was very much the same. And I always felt like that was just very lazy storytelling to build us up for 300 pages and then just knock it off. And like, that's it. It's just how the book ends. But since we planned this, that book sits on our shelf, multiple different copies of it from Denison, and I just keep thinking of it. So I went back and I read it again. And I feel like now I look at it differently. Really, the 300 pages, even though he's saying the second year is going to be similar to the first, really that first year is just building the foundation that allowed him to then thrive in what was said in these 300 pages, which is exactly how it viewed us. The first year, we've set a real foundation for success. And so just like remember, through all of it, I will always be there asking, ready to help dig you out of whatever problems may be in the way, except this time you can actually say yes to the help. I will always be here, ready, shovel ready, to dig in a new adventure and share in another similar year.
We always said we would get married someday. And I've calculated that in the nearly 14 years that we've been together, we've had just over 5,000 Sundays. And I've spent almost every single one of them. And yet I'm still always learning more about you and about myself in the ways that we work together. We've had so many good days that it's difficult to encapsulate them all. But here are my vows to you as we enter into the rest of our Sundays together. I promise to support you and to cheer you on as you continue to develop the parts of yourself that neither of us knows yet. I'm excited to continue evolving with you, both as a couple and as individuals, to embrace change and growth for one another. I promise to share our responsibilities and equal partnership and to carry you when you need to be carried. And I feel safe in knowing that you will always do the same for me. I promise to sit beside you in your losses and to celebrate your wins alongside you, even if it means that someday I may have to concede my Scrabble title, however unlikely. I promise to appreciate your silliness and foster the childlike wonder that you never seem to lose, even if it means filling up our house with stuffed animals and Legos as fun decor. I promise to trust you in your abilities and to be honest with you in our disagreements and to let the little things go. I will listen to your advice in earnest, because I'll admit it, you have a knack for telling me what I need to hear. I promise to grow our goals together and to keep making big plans while still relishing the small moments of everyday life, finding joy in shared activities, such as cooking a meal, going to the farmer's market, or simply being comfortable in the quiet as we snuggle on the couch and watch TV. I promise to never stop adventuring, seeing new places, or learning new things with you. I will keep leading us down winding back roads to see the world's largest ball of yarn and every other possible roadside attraction, no matter how weird or how mundane, so we can say we saw it together. Shane, in 5,000 Sundays, not once have I ever gotten tired of being with this. I've always heard that marriage is about compromise and that it takes hard work, but I've never really understood that because community has always been so. I love you, I admire you, and you're my best friend. I'm so happy that I get to spend the rest of my Sundays with you by my side to infinity and beyond.
After sharing those beautiful words to illustrate their love, Shane and Leah will now exchange rings to solidify their new lives in marriage. A ring is an unbroken circle with ends that have been joined together, and it represents your eternal union. It is a symbol of your infinite love for one another. When you look at these rings on your hands, be reminded of this moment, your commitment, and the love you now feel for each other. Shane, as you place this ring on Leah's finger, Repeat after me. Leah, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love,
Leah, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
with the pledge to love you
I pledge to love you
today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
Leah, as you place this ring on Shane's finger, repeat after me. Shane, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love,
Shane, I have this ring as a symbol of my love.
with the pledge to love you today, tomorrow, always, and forever.
Today, tomorrow, always.
Do you, Shane, take Leah to be your wedded wife? You, Leah, take Shane to be your wedded husband? Before these witnesses, you have pledged to be joined in marriage. You have now sealed this pledge with your wedding rings. By the authority vested in me by the great state of Ohio, I now pronounce you married. Please express your undying love with a kiss. First time as a married couple, Lia and Shane. Let's welcome them as newlyweds with a round of applause, please.